From Wall Street to Main Street, this is Lalate.
It's a big evening of evenings Lalate, as great news across the board with your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 today and your fifth stimulus check update of 2021 today. Four stimulus checks will be the biggest stimulus checks you'll ever receive from the federal government during this pandemic. And in this recording, I'm going to go over how much you're going to get, when you're going to get it, who's going to get it, and all the incredible great news about the fourth stimulus check update. Meantime, I'll go over the items that are slated not to be in the fourth stimulus package, that are set to expire from the third stimulus package, and that you as the Purple Power may want to push to get them renewed. There's a series of items, no less than 9 of them, that are set to expire from third stimulus into fourth stimulus. What are they? I'll cover them in this recording. Then I'll be cutting over to the fifth stimulus items, the incredible relief that is not just for families, not just for parents with children, actually also for single individuals. I'll be going over the big money for fifth stimulus for you, if you're a single individual and if you're a senior, because guess what? There's incredible SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, and veterans benefits reforms hitting in the fifth stimulus package. Then I'll be cutting over to what Wall Street is looking for next week and what Wall Street saw yesterday in the Berkshire Hathaway earnings report. Boy, what a big Sunday it is with big breaking news across the board. I'm excited you're here. I'm excited you're ready to rock and roll. And let's get to it. This is a major big recording tonight of a Sunday night edition of Evenings Lalate. Sunday night, and boy, everything feels right. Sunday night, and it all feels right as Americans go into a new week with renewed optimism, renewed encouragement, and renewed excitement. As fourth stimulus is heating up, and in this recording, I'm going to go over those monthly stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus package, and I'm going to go over the big money that's starting to land next week for third stimulus. Are you ready? And the big money for fifth stimulus as well. How are you? If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. This, if you're just joining this channel today, is the most comprehensive, the most in-depth, the most breaking news channel, and the most fun and interactive financial news channel, reporting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, live and tape new shows every single day and every single hour. So make sure you're part of this community by subscribing. Also, like this video. If you're in the live chat, there is a live chat when this airs. And if not, join me in the next live chat right after this. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP, the most interactive and the most historically effective community on social media of its kind. Become part of the incredible Purple Hawk Power community tonight. All right, let's get to the breaking details. Fourth stimulus is really ramping up. And fourth stimulus is that multiple stimulus checks that are coming to you in the fourth stimulus package. The fourth stimulus package is a package that starts in May and ends in July with a vote. The bill will be written by the senators and the House members, and they will put the add-ons in there. Both sides of Congress, both House and senators, would have vowed to give you a monthly stimulus check, but their amounts differ and their number of checks also differ. Let's compare and contrast and learn how they work. In the House membership, led by Talil Jalapal, they introduced a package where you would get a stimulus check every month for the remainder of the pandemic, and then a year thereafter. So let's compare and contrast how that works. The House members vow to give you this, a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic every month, and then an additional year thereafter. So let's say, for example, the pandemic lasts till December, then you would get 6 more checks approximately, and then 12 months of checks thereafter. Whereas the senators just want to goose stimulus checks between now and December. But the senators' plan may be more money for you. More about that in a second. The House members want to give you are more progressives. The senators are more moderates. And here is the monthly stimulus check amounts. The House members want to give you $2,000 a month for the first month, and then $1,000 thereafter. The senators, the monthly checks amount is unknown, but word on the street is it looks like this. Word on the street is the senators will give you this amount. $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000. $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. One of those two possibilities. There's a series of YouTube channels that's claiming that the Senate has already agreed upon $2,000 a month. They're using $2,000 a month in their thumbnails and in their titles. Categorically untrue. No one in the Senate has agreed to $2,000 a month, and the number $2,000 has not been agreed upon. Rather, the amount remains unknown, but word on the street says that it'll either be $1,400 a month or $2,000 a month. Okay, so who gets these checks? Let's go over the incredible great details. You do. You do. Very simple, easy breezy answer there. If you got the third stimulus check, you get this one. The stimulus check goes to any individual who makes less than $75,000. Married couple makes less than $150,000, you get it. Family of 4, you get it. And if you are on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, you get it. You adult dependent, minor dependent, you get it. So the amount that you saw on screen before was for just one person. Married couple, you double it. Household of 4 or less, you get it. And then if you are on SSI or SSDI, you get it. Same amount for adult dependents, same amount for minor dependents. Okay, so is this income? No, it's a stimulus check. Is it taxable? No, it's a stimulus check. When would we get the first check? You would get the first check in the month of July for the month of July. And then in the month of August, for the month of August, there would be no waves. They couldn't do this like the third stimulus check where some people get it 2 months later. No, they would have to all land in the same time frame because it's a monthly stimulus check. When would they get this done? They would get it done no later than July 4th. That's what Leader Schumer and Speaker Pelosi say. But it also is confirmed because they go on vacation. They're on vacation till September. This is the 4th stimulus check update of 2021 today. This is what the president calls the infrastructure bill, the climate bill. But if you've been with me since last year, wow, 1 year and a few days. If you've not subscribed, please do. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. But if you've been with me since last year, you have known that when Congress does bills, if it's the farm bill or if it's the microphone bill, there's always something else in there that has nothing to do with farm or microphones. They just add stuff in there. So when you hear the president say infrastructure and climate, there's always things that have nothing to do with those things that are put in there because they got to get them done. That's why it's called a package. The package would go to a vote by reconciliation starting in the month of May and be done in July. The reconciliation process is a 2-month process, and the reason why it's 2 months is because there's 2 bills. It's a slower process because it's not one bill. There's no bipartisan support. You do reconciliation. Step 1 is a bill that you procedurally agree to do a recon. Vote in the House, vote in the Senate, signed by the president, done. Then you go back and you do a substantive bill where you agree to put in the items the president wants. This is where the House writes the bill. And then the senators modify it during a 2-day event called a vote-a-rama, where they introduce amendments. They write the bill, Congress, not the president, and they add in certain things. Their add-on at the moment is the monthly stimulus checks. Congress can add it by the House, or they can wait till it gets to the Senate and add it during that 2-day event called a vote-a-rama, which is like a cloak and dagger event where people privately caucus with their friends and say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. You support me? I do. Let's call for a vote. Passed. That is when you would see the amount of the stimulus check from the senators. Until then, no YouTube channel should be putting thumbnails up or titles that say you're getting $2,000 a month. No one has agreed to $2,000 a month yet. And in fact, the House has actually not agreed to the $2,000. They have $1,000 a month, as you saw in that bill. So that's false reporting by those YouTube channels. All right, so now that's the fourth stimulus check update. Coming up in the second half of this recording, I'm going to go over the fifth stimulus package, which bears a lot of resemblance to the fourth one. Really exciting, great news. And the reason why it's similar is because it's procedurally exactly the same thing, just done in a different time of the year, later this fall, in September. The fifth stimulus package will have, instead of the add-on of stimulus checks, an add-on of SSI reform. SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, SSA, Social Security survivor benefits, all that. How much is it? It's coming up after the commercial break, after the 15-minute mark. So stay to the very end. I got a lot of stuff coming up. Also, there is stuff in the fifth stimulus package that is just for single people. Just for single people. So while the president calls the fifth stimulus package the jobs plan, the families plan, it's not just for families. That's how Congress works. It's just they get these strange names, and you hear the names, you're like, I'm not included. No, he just chose a very restrictive name. He should have just called it fifth. He just called it number 5. And then I was like, oh, okay, what's in number 5? Am I in number 5? Yeah, you are. Okay. Instead, he calls it family, and people are like, I don't have a family. I'm not included. So if you're a single, lonely YouTuber watching this show, yes, you're included into the fifth stimulus package. Stay to the second half, and you'll see how that works. All right, let's go now to the items from the third stimulus package, which are about to land in your bank account in the next few days, and the ones that are slated to expire and are not yet slated to be added to the fourth stimulus package that you may want to have added. Oh, yes, this is a biggie. This is huge stuff. And there's two parts to this that's very critical. First, understand how you get this money. It's not automatic. It's application-based. And the second one is making a push as the viewers of this channel, the supporters of this channel, the community which I established and created called Purple Power. You need to push Purple Power, because if you hear these items expiring and you don't want them expiring, you need to push right now before they get that fourth stimulus written. All right, let's go over the details. First, coming live next week is the money for tax refunds if you paid taxes on your first $10,200 of unemployment. This is third stimulus. If you worked in 2020, your first $10,200 is tax-free on your unemployment benefits. That's FPUC, PUA, PEUC, all your benefits, and I'm talking about federal taxes. I haven't gone into incredible detail on this in recent days, so I want to do a little bit more in depth on this in this recording. So all your federal taxes for unemployment up to $10,200, 2020, is tax-free. So remember, that is if you did not take out for taxes and are about to pay taxes on it, or if you did pay taxes on it, did take out for taxes and are about to prepare your tax return. Yes. So what is the big issue? The big issue is people who already have filed their 2020 tax return and paid federal taxes on their first $10,200. They are getting moolah back. They're getting money back. Now, again, walking into the streets is those false YouTube channels that are telling people, 1, they're getting $10,200 back. Untrue. 2, that it's a stimulus check. Also untrue. 3, that it's automatic. Not necessarily so. So let me go over all the details right now. If you paid 2020 taxes on your first $10,200 of unemployment, then this is what's going to happen. Let's use some numbers as an example. Let's say you had $8,000 in unemployment last year, and your total tax bill last year was $5,000, but you paid $100 in taxes for that unemployment. So the total of your total tax bill, only $100, was for paying taxes on your unemployment. Then you're getting a refund back of $100. Yes, you're getting back the amount of the total tax bill you paid on your unemployment only. So you're not getting all your taxes back. So if you paid $5,000 in taxes, you're not getting the whole $5,000 back. You're just getting the $100. That's the portion that you paid for unemployment. Second, you're not getting the $10,000, $200 back. No one in the United States is getting $10,000 back from the IRS because of this law. And that's false YouTube reporting. No one is getting literally $10,000 back because that's not what the law said. It's the taxes you paid on your portion of the $10,200 you're getting back. All right, the next one is really exciting for parents. That is the money for the children. You're getting $3,600 or $3,000 starting the month of July, prorated per month, which is $300 to $250 a month. But who gets it and who doesn't get it? This has caused a realm of false reporting from even tax preparers all the way down to viewers of this channel. Yeah, I've had some tax preparers tell my viewers incorrect information. So what is this? If you have a child and you file a tax return and IRS knows you have the child and you make less than $75,000, you're getting it. So what are the qualifications? One, you make less than $75,000, and two, they know the child exists. So who is not getting this automatically starting the month of July? People who are on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and Rural Benefits, and don't file tax returns. If you don't file tax returns, they're not going to know that child exists. And second, if you do file tax returns but have not listed that child, they're also not going to know that child exists. So what do you got to do? Well, just a few days from now is the new deadline from your 2020 personal tax return. Get that on file. It's coming up due in a few days. Get that on file if you have a child to ensure you get that money. Also going live in the next few days across the country is the third stimulus check moolah money that could pay you thousands and thousands of dollars up to $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. What is that money? Let me go over that right now. If you were with this channel in January when the third stimulus package was just about to pass, I said to you, yeah, you're getting $1,400, but you want to be staying with me because there's upwards of $20,000 that you can get. And what is that $20,000? It is rent. It is utilities. It is homeowners assistance. It is homeowners utilities, and it's also food. In a given day, I did a lot of purple videos, and I'm bringing purple back into the mix because it's important that now this is live that you get this money. So if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Rural Benefits, you make less than $75,000 a year, you can get this money. There's always someone that jumps in the comments and says, people on SSI can't get rent assistance. Untrue. People on SSI can't get SNAP. Untrue. You can get all this money if you make less than a certain threshold. So how much money can you get? Rent is generally anywhere from 6 to 12 months of rent. It's available in your cities and counties and states. It's slightly different than the first and second stimulus rent. And this is important to understand. This is that the money's landing next week for third stimulus. I know second stimulus money has run out. This is a new round. In addition, the volunteers can help you get the money from the nonprofits like United Way, Salvation Army, Community Action, St. Vincent de Paul, all across the board. This is money for rent, anywhere from 6 to 12 months, could be over $5,000. Then there is money for food. You reach out to SNAP. This is an incredible sum of money. It could be upwards of over $16,000. A family of four in Hawaii would normally get $1,400 a month, but now because of two executive orders, one from Trump and one from Biden, your SNAP is increased 15% over an entire year. So that family of four in Hawaii is now seeing $16,000 a year. Look, I've already gotten you. I've just covered $22,000, or at least $21,000, $5,000 for rent, $16,000 for food. Look how much money we're doing. Then there's utilities, and then there is homeowners mortgage assistance, and also homeowners utilities. All this big money across the board is what's landing this coming week under third stimulus. Boy, that's third stimulus. That's fourth stimulus check update. And guess what's coming up after the commercial break? The big money for fifth stimulus. I'll be going over that as well. But first, I'll also go over what's about to expire under third stimulus that you want to make a push, Purple Power, to get included as well. I'll be back in 60 seconds. Here's a little bit about the Lalate. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LA Late Daily for the excitement of the new LA Late live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LA Late at 9 a.m. Home LA Late returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LA Late at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LA Late. And the excitement continues here in 2 hours from now with Javita Late and Sirloin. Your humor-only broadcast, LA Late Night, 2 hours from now. If you missed Afternoons LA before this recording, it is now on the channel. And if you've been out and about this Sunday afternoon, catch the other tape shows currently on this channel. They're all informative and have more in-depth coverage of the specific subjects you've heard in this recording that you may want more information as well. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, 1 year old, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. I really want you part of this family. The kindest, softest-hearted, most helpful people you have seen online. Keep it breezy, keep it easy. Thank you for all the love and support, and everyone has been really kind to one another this week. Also like this video, 2,000-3,000 likes. Let's get it. Let's get it because it helps the video rank higher in the algorithm rankings. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member because, boy, you're going to get access to all this. All those bills, all those PDFs, all those letters, all those documents that determine how much what you get and where you get across the board. So make sure you become a member. The link's at the top of the chat and the pinned comment. Let's cut back to the other money that's going live this coming week or just went live. Just went live is the Shuttered Venue Grant, which is not just for venues. Go to sba.gov to apply. Going live on last Friday was the restaurant grant, not just for restaurants, even for food trucks. That's at sba.gov to apply. Also, I'm anticipating, and just my conjecture, that the EIDL grant of $5,000 may go live next week. I'm real excited for that as well. So watch for those additionally. And then, what is set to expire? Boy, this is disconcerting because if you want these things to continue, then you want to push to get them in the fourth stimulus package. The following items, that some of which date back all the way to first stimulus package since March of last year, are set to expire and in the third stimulus package. And so ultimately, these are the items you will want to push legislators to include in the fourth stimulus package if you want them to continue. What are they? Everything for the businesses, everything for unemployment, and everything for also other items. So let's go over each of them one at a time. First, everything for businesses are set to expire. The PPP ending. I mean, it's just shocking. It was created for this pandemic, set to expire. The EIDL grant, the EIDL loan, the Shuttered Venue grant, and also the restaurant grant, all set to expire. Next, everything for unemployment from the federal standpoint set to expire. PUA created under first stimulus package set to end. PEUC, FPUC, all set to expire. Yes, so get that done. Also, then the third category is everything for the renters, the rental assistance, the rental utilities, the homeowners assistance like mortgages and mortgage utilities, and then the eviction moratorium, mortgage forbearance, all set to expire. So if you want to push Purple Power to get those included, please do. All right, let's go over to fifth stimulus. Boy, a lot of stuff to cover in just a short period of time. Let's see if we can do it. So the fifth stimulus package is getting another add-on like the fourth stimulus package. And what is that add-on? It is SSI reform. And the SSI reform I refer to as SSI, but it's more than just SSI beneficiaries. I'm going to go over that in 1 second. What are you getting? Increasing benefit limits, increasing asset limits, increasing inflationary benchmark, and then removing certain items, removing the income. Oops, that's the wrong graphic. Removing the marriage penalty and removing the income exclusion. All right, let's go over all this, make it easy breezy. So what are you getting? They're going to raise everyone's benefits up to a new big number. Who's everyone? SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, Veterans benefits, SSA, Social Security beneficiaries, and survivor benefits. So let's say you're on 2 types of benefits. Yep, they would both rise up. Second, let's say if your spouse, you got your spouse's benefits and that spouse is deceased, is that going to go rise up? Yes. Let's say you've been on benefits for 30 years. Is that going to rise up? Absolutely. Is it going to be retroactive? No. It's going to be from the time in which they're doing it going forward. New benefit levels, bam. Then they're going to tie you to inflation. Oh, it's great news. So inflation goes up, every year. 1, 2, 3, 4%. You know what inflation is. It's how much milks and eggs cost and how much gas costs. Well, if inflation goes to the roof, don't worry, because your benefits will go through the roof. Then 3 other items, incredible great news. They're going to remove the asset cap. Some of you have an asset cap that is a 1984 rule that says you can't keep more than $3,000 on hand per person. They're getting rid of that. Second one they're getting rid of is the income cap. It dates back to a 1962 law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. They're getting rid of that one as well. And that would allow you to work, bring home moolah, and stay on benefits. And third, they're removing the marriage penalty. If you know what the marriage penalty is and have suffered from it, then you know its impact. They're getting rid of it. When would this take effect? This would take effect in the 5th stimulus package. When would they start? September. When would they end? Around October-ish, early November. When is the first time you would see this impact on your benefits? November-ish. And then you would see the raising of your benefits in December. Incredible great news. So that's the SSI reform to the 5th stimulus package. That's the add-on, much like the add-on to the 4th stimulus package of those stimulus checks. So then let's go to what else is in the 5th stimulus package. And guess what? While the first few are about children, the remainder ones are not. So yeah, there's money in here for seniors. There's money in here for single people. There's money in here for almost every walk of life of this channel. All right, that's great news. Let's get to the details. And also, if you're a member, you have a copy of this every day. So, and members, you get it from the member part of the community channel. All right, so let's go to the details. High quality childcare. New paid family and medical leave program. Okay, let's stop right there. That's not just for families. This is also for single individuals. The concept is if you have to stay home from work, they're going to give you money under certain circumstances up to 12 weeks, an enormous amount of money, of your salary. And the qualifications is not just because you're sick or someone else is sick. It's as simple as you have a stalker situation, you get coverage for that as well. So then we go some more to the schools, free preschool for 3 to 4 year olds, and 2 free years of community college. Then money for the Pell Grant, and then more money for grants for college retention. I love the grants. I adore the grants. The $1,700 under the 3rd stimulus package for college students, that money, reach out to your college advisor to get that money. But I have a big problem with the free money for for preschool and the free money for 2 years of community college, because it says all students. All students? Yeah, all students. So the children of billionaires, the American tax dollars, you and I are paying for their 3 or 4 year olds to go to preschool and for their older kids to go to community college. Why? Needs to be changed. The income qualification needs to be put in there. It shouldn't say all students. It should be parents who make less than $75,000, single individual parent, or married couple, $150,000 or less. That's the way it should be done. Next, we have the same problem when we get to the income qualification for 2 years of college. It provides 2 years of college if the single parent makes $125,000 or less. Why? If the parent's making 6 figures, we should not be providing them free tuition for their kids. Six figures is too high an income level. I believe it should be $75,000 again for a single parent or $150,000 for a married couple. Then we got some great stuff and some controversial stuff, just sort of a mixture. We got more Snap. Oh boy, you saw me cover Snap early in this channel. I think Snap should just be even bigger than this. I think they should increase the 15% for a couple more years. They should just increase. I just think Snap's wonderful. I just really do. Then they want to make permanent the third stimulus package's rule about child care costs. What is the child care cost? If you have one child, you can deduct up to 50% of the child care costs with a cap of $5,000. Two or more kids, you can deduct up to $8,000 or 50% of your child care costs. I love this being made permanent. I think it's great. I just think it's too small, folks. If you got 4 kids and you got $50,000 of childcare costs, you should be able to deduct 25% of it to 50% of it, $25,000. Why are we saying you're only allowed to deduct $8,000 when you have $50,000 in costs? So if you're spending the money, let the people deduct the money. I mean, you're spending the money. It's putting money in the economy. Why are we discouraging people to spend money? And they have to spend money. It's a childcare cost. So I don't like the thresholds currently. I think they should be higher. It's nothing, and it's a tax credit. It's not a check to them. It's a tax credit. I think it absolutely should be modified. Then, making permanent the earned income tax credit for childless workers. That's the hazard pay. That's the third stimulus package, hazard pay, and they want to make it permanent. Good. I think that's great. Again, I think it's too small. It needs to go bigger. So the third stimulus package law is 19 years or older, made less than $25,000. You can get a earned income tax credit of $1,504 on your tax return. Good. I just think it needs to go bigger. I think it needs to be bigger than $1,504 as a tax credit. And then I think the qualifications is the biggest complaint I'm getting from viewers. They say they made, $30,000, $32,000, and I'm excluded because it's $25,000 or less. Exactly. So if you're working as an essential worker, you are sweating your butt, you're making your money, then why not allow that person to have the tax credit? What is the discouragement? I think the qualifications should be increased. And then finally, the most controversial one, the one I don't agree with at all, is the money for the children. Now, you saw early in this recording, I went over the money for the children, $3,600 to $3,000, starting in the month of July. It was a COVID relief provision. It was because the pandemic cost parents a lot of money. So what did the president do as soon as he came into office? He said, I want to make this permanent. Why? Why are we giving kids $4,000 a year for 17 years? Why are we just giving people money? We're not giving adults $4,000 a year. So his staff pushed back on him and said, no, Mr. President, you can't do it for that long a time. We'll let you do a total of 6 years. So his provision on the fifth stimulus package that he wants is 6 years of $4,000 approximately, $24,000, which I think is too much money. I think it's too much money. He's not doing that for adults. Why are we doing this for young little kids? And if you want to give it to adults, then give it to you're giving it to their parents. Why not give it to just adults? Why are we giving it to kids? But it actually gets worse. It gets worse because the person who will write the reconciliation bill, the substantive one, his name is Representative Richard Neal. He's head of House Ways and Means Committee. This will come under his dominion. He's introduced legislation that does exactly what the president wanted to do and his staff pushed back on. Yeah. 17 years of $4,000. That's $80,000, people, for kids, 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds. What are we doing here? Too much money. Too much money. So you see where I rather spend more money. I rather spend more money on SNAP. I rather spend more money on essential workers. I would remove those blanketed all children provisions and make sure it's just for children of low-income families. And then I would modify this. Who's paying for these items? Fifth stimulus, capital gains, and personal taxes will be modified. And boy, let me go over that very quickly. The president's not keeping his promise on this one either. He said if you make less than $400,000 single individual, that he would not touch your tax rate. He is. He absolutely is. He's not holding his promise. He said $400,000 or less, he would not touch it. Well, what is he doing? He's taking the situation when you're a married couple And rather than say 400 and 400 is 800 because it's two people, guess what he's doing? 600. Well, that's not 400, Mr. President. You promised 400 or more. If it's a married couple, why do you reduce it to 600? That's 300 a person. So he's not holding his promise there. And then the corporate tax rate is what he proposes for forced stimulus. And with that, thank you for joining me on an extended version of Evenings Lalate. I flew through that really fast, and hopefully you covered all the details. I'm in the live chat, by the way, if you didn't know it's all right, so say hi. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video and consider becoming a member. Boy, I want you part of this family. I want to thank everyone who has been so kind to one another this week. Keep that kindness up. It's being very well reflected in the comments of this channel. People saying, bless you, have a wonderful day, amen. I send pre-Mother's Day wishes to you. That kindness is really felt, and it's seen by other people. So continue that act of kindness in your comments. Also, if you're a new face to this channel, you just found this channel, say, hi, I'm a newbie. Hi, I'm new here. And when you see that new face, say hi back. Be inviting to new people who come into this channel. Don't make it feel cliquish. Make it feel like it's an inviting family, and invite them to this family as well. And with that, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcito VIP. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful Sunday evening. I'll see you tomorrow morning as Wall Street opens. We're going to have a lot of financial news across the board. And we're going to get our feet on the ground. We're not cashing checks, we're tracking. We're not tracking checks, we're cashing checks. And this is Evenings Lalate.